3 second-place finishes, 3 years of almost, 3 years of being told they're not ready. Mikel Arteta has heard enough. Zubimendi, Gyökeres, Madueke, Nurgaard. These aren't just new players. This isn't squad building. This is weaponization. Arsenal aren't just completing their team, they're completing their revenge. And when a squad that's come second 3 times finally gets everything right, the Premier League should be terrified. To understand the danger of this Arsenal team, you have to go back to the heartbreak. In 2021, they fell short. In 2022, they crumbled under City's pressure. In 2023, they ran out of legs. Every season ended with the same bitter taste, potential unfulfilled. Arsenal weren't bad. In fact, they were brilliant. But brilliance without silverware is haunting. Mikel Arteta didn't call it failure, he called it a foundation. Instead of breaking apart, he reinforced. While critics questioned his vision, he doubled down on the project. And the result? A blueprint forged in pain. A squad that learned how to suffer. A team that's no longer afraid of falling short because now they know how to finish the job. The Arsenal of today is not the Arsenal of yesterday. Gone are the soft underbellies, the fragile confidence, the lack of options. This is a squad built with precision. Let's break it down. In goal, David Raya brings composure and distribution. No panic, just calm. Behind him, Kepa offers elite level experience. The defense? Solidified. Saliba and Gabriel are a wall. Ben White, a tactical chameleon. Timber and new signing Calafiori bring versatility and bite. But the real transformation lies in midfield. Declan Rice is a destroyer and distributor. Odegaard remains the elegant architect. And Zubimendi, he's the metronome, dictating tempo, always 2 steps ahead. Then there's the front line. Gyökeres was the final piece. 54 goals in 52 games. But beyond the stats, it's his intensity, his presence. He's a striker who doesn't just score, he scares defenders.
And Mikel Arteta has been speaking, basically just as I've started recording this, ahead of that game against Spurs in Hong Kong tomorrow. So we'll look ahead to that game, look at what's been going on in the last 48 hours or so in the world of Arsenal. If the connection isn't great here, I'm hoping it might hold up all right, but if it isn't great, then it is because the Wi-Fi where I'm staying is not brilliant, but hopefully it will be strong enough to get us through this one. So yeah, it is Tottenham tomorrow, of course, the final game of Arsenal's Asia Tour before they come back to the UK. I don't know how I feel about this. Well, that's a lie. Actually, I do know how I feel about this. I'm not overly keen, I have to say, on playing Spurs before the season starts in pre-season. North London derbies for me should be, fingers crossed, everyone gets through unscathed. Obviously got a couple of injury scares. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show with Calafiori, with Gabriel as well. Not seen during Timber yet in pre-season, but I imagine Mikel's going to use tomorrow's game to play a fairly strong squad. It will be mix and match, kind of like Newcastle. We get pretty strong in the first half, but some of the big hitters will be left on the bench to come on in the second half, along with some of the youngsters as well. So we'll talk about that in that show. I wanted to talk about Viktor Gyökeres first of all. Record-breaking Viktor Gyökeres. This is really interesting. This James Gunnerblog reported over in Hong Kong that the sales for Gyökeres and his number 14 shirt are absolutely sort of historic levels.
Flanked by Saka and Martinelli, with Madueke off the bench, this attack isn't just good, it's relentless. And what happens when any of them need rest? Havertz, Trossard, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. The bench is stacked with quality and purpose. This isn't a team with one plan A. Arsenal have plans B through Z, and that makes them terrifying. This isn't just tactics, it's total football reimagined. Arteta ball has reached its final form. Build-up starts from the back, fluid and fearless. A 4-3-3 on paper, but on the pitch, it morphs into a 3-2-5 juggernaut.
They've got an open training session where they're going to be training in front of the fans, and I can tell you, it's absolute fever pitch over here. First of all, there was a big welcome for the Arsenal team at their hotel ahead of the North London derby that's taking place here tomorrow at the Kai Tak Stadium in Hong Kong. And this Viktor Gyökeres fever. Everywhere you go, every Arsenal fan you're talking to is so excited about seeing this signing. I was also reading that his shirt, the number 14 shirt, has broken all records when it comes to sales, about how excited the fans are to at last see a striker, and Viktor Gyökeres is that guy. And I'm so excited to see him playing in that game. It's going to be taking place, well, the stadium. I'm pointing to the training ground. Just, across the way is the actual ground. And it's going to be absolutely amazing when that game takes place tomorrow. But as I said, open training today, and we're going to hope to maybe be able to catch up with Viktor Gyökeres.
Two players who won't be playing in that game, unfortunately, are Ricardo Calafiori and Gabriel. Calafiori obviously got the injury in the game against Newcastle. Gabriel's been sort of held back throughout the tour. He's over there. He's been taking part in some of the sessions, doing some stuff in front of the fans for some of the sessions, but he's not been risked in any of the games yet. And Mikel confirming after the training session today in Hong Kong that neither of these two.
White inverts. Odegaard roams. Saka and Martinelli stretch the flanks. Gyökeres pins defenders back. And now with Zubimendi, the transitions are smoother. The control is absolute. Arsenal press high, recover fast, and kill games early. They don't just win, they dominate. Every player knows their role. Every pass has intention. Every movement is choreographed chaos. The league has seen pressing before, but this is orchestrated pressure, synchronized suffocation. Arteta doesn't just want to win games, he wants to control them for 90 minutes every week, and he finally has the tools to do it. Talent wins games, mentality wins titles.
In my opinion, what they need to do now is marry up the signing of Viktor Gyökeres, which is an inspirational signing, with more. If you look at the methodology employed by Liverpool, you look at what they've done. They've gone out and they've signed a best-in-class player, but not only have they gone out and they signed a best-in-class player, a statement signing in Florian Wirtz, they've also tweaked their squad where they needed to tweak their squad. They've gone and signed someone like Gyökeres. What they also need to do, Arsenal, is, I think, the differentiator between Arsenal being a good team who will finish in the top four, or a team totally capable of being the who's in the ears of Liverpool all the way.
That last season should be enough evidence for Mikel Arteta and the hierarchy to realise that we can't rely solely on Martin Ødegaard. As great as he is, he had a fantastic season the season before last, right? A brilliant season. I mean, people were talking about, and I'm not doing the direct comparison here. I'm not saying, KDB and Ødegaard. I'm not comparing the two, but people were talking about Martin Ødegaard in the same, conversations as Kevin De Bruyne, which is amazing. But last season he went off the boil, and you need a plan B. And that's not to say that Eberechi Eze would be the plan B, but it's just something different. A proven Premier League creator, someone who's doing it for a club who score or create way less opportunities than a club like Arsenal.
That's what Arteta has instilled. Arsenal aren't just technical, they're ruthless. Every training session is a battle. No one is safe. Standards are sky high. Mistakes aren't tolerated. They're corrected. This team doesn't celebrate goals. They expect them. They've shed the underdog skin. This is no longer the young Arsenal. This is the hungry Arsenal. They remember the heartbreaks. They remember the tears. And they remember the jokes. About bottling, about mentality, about being second best. Now they're fueled by it. When you lose at the final hurdle 3 times, you either break or you build. Arsenal chose to build. The Emirates used to be a quiet place, not anymore. It's now a fortress. From the moment the team walks out, the energy is electric. The fans don't hope, they believe. And belief is contagious. Between October 2023 and February 2025, Arsenal have gone undefeated at home in the league. Opponents arrive hoping for a draw. They leave grateful it wasn't worse. The press starts in the stands. The pressure begins before kickoff. And for the first time in over a decade, the Emirates doesn't just watch games, it wins them. City are aging, Liverpool are rebuilding, Chelsea are guessing, United are dreaming, but Arsenal, they're ready. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more learning curves. This is the moment. The squad is deep, balanced, and fearless. The coach is elite. The fans are unified. The infrastructure is in place. Everything is aligned for something historic. This team doesn't want to win a title. They want to start a dynasty. They're not hunting anymore. They're taking what's theirs. This Mikel Arteta Arsenal team is scary, not just because of what they've built, but because of what they've become. No more next season. No more almost. This is the season. The Premier League should be scared, because the team that came second 3 times is finally ready to come first. If you're ready to follow Arsenal's Red Revolution, like this video, subscribe for more football documentaries, and let us know in the comments. Will this be Arsenal's year, or is the scariest part still to come?